I'm Sam.
And I'm Terra.
Yeah, do another movie review.
And this is Sometimes We Like Stuff.
Sometimes we like stuff. And today we're reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Hope you're ready. It'll be here any minute. Is that a rifle?
You don't know what a rifle looks like?
It's just swords were your thing and guns were mine. But I guess we're both doing guns now. I just didn't know that.
Well, that's intense.
It's right there by your side all along.
You're right.
All you do is yell at each other. You are not friends.
No, we're family.
So, if you don't already know, if you're worried about spoilers, you should not be watching a review show. So
It's an analysis show. Spoiler alert, full on. It's not like there's anything unpredictable in this movie, so no twists. Oh wait, that's a spoiler in and of itself.
Yeah, everything pretty much progresses the way you would expect it.
I think we're gonna disagree today.
I think so too.
I want my money back. I mean, not all of it, but maybe like half of it. I think it was like $15. I did no popcorn, no soda. Besides the point.
Maybe that impacted your enjoyment of the film.
I know, because I wanted to bring my own and I
snacks.
forgot. I forgot to bring my snacks and I was like, I'm not paying any extra money for this.
I enjoyed it. I loved it. What didn't you like about it?
I felt like it was watching characters that you liked, because I liked the first movie, just do boring stuff. Like, you know how like sometimes you hang out with people too long and you're kind of like, I like you.
Boring.
I like you as a person, but
like in small doses.
Yeah, can I just go home now instead of hang out with you all day? There's a lot of downtime in the movie and
There are a lot of long fight scenes. We both are not fans of long, drawn-out fight scenes. Those do get very repetitive and very boring after a while. But I do like all of the characters so much. I feel like Rocket didn't really get a whole lot of screen time, and also like Groot being like the little baby tree thing. I'm not a fan. No.
Oh, I loved Groot.
I liked regular Groot.
I liked regular Groot
in the first movie.
I feel like they had good characters. The first one, you know, my husband and I weren't going to plan on seeing it, but everyone kept saying, it's so great, it's so great. So we actually went and we were walking in the theater, we were like, people were right. I enjoyed this movie because it had enough like humor and the action wasn't like the most important part. I feel like it was witty. And this one just takes the same characters and less wit. I feel like the writing was worse.
You know why I did it, Star Munch?
I'm not gonna answer Star Munch.
I did it because I wanted to. What are we even talking about this for? We just had a little man save us by blowing up 50 ships.
How little?
I didn't really like it. I did like Baby Groot though. Oh, so cute. How could you not think he's cute?
It's cute, but like I liked regular Groot. I liked Groot from before when like all he would say was like I am Groot, and that was the joke. That was like the entire.
That was the entire
joke.
So
maybe I mean it was necessary to do something different with his character because you can't really do anything more with that.
they should have kept it the way it was. I mean, like I liked that he was cute, but he had little baby tears. You remember that? And I guess he was just kind of like inconsequential character.
I did like the amount of screen time that Drax got this time.
Like as his social skills grow, his like comedy level
He gets less funny.
decreases. Yeah.
His brand of humor is pretty great.
You just need to find a woman who is pathetic. Like you.
Thanks, buddy.
Do you need a hug?
No, I do not.
Oh, I thought I said no. You're welcome.
And I loved Yondu. Yondu was like, I was like, what? Oh, I liked him. I miss him at the end. I was really looking forward to like another movie, like the next sequel, because you can tell they're building up to like another sequel. So I was looking forward to like seeing the next movie with him like being a part of the Guardian.
Was Yondu a bad guy in the first movie?
Yeah, I think he was. I think you were made
Because he starts off as a bad guy.
You were made to not trust him in the first
Chris
movie.
Pratt talks about how sad his child was and how he was abused by Yondu and like made to be like a thief and all this stuff. And Yondu was like a bad guy. And then like halfway through the movie, after Yondu kills like countless pirates, I'm just gonna call them pirates. Yeah, the pirates. Led by Sylvester Stallone. Why is he in this movie? It made no sense. He was in like, I feel like they just wanted to put him on the poster because he was in it for like a total of like 3 minutes.
If I touch someone, I can feel their feelings. You feel love.
Yeah, I guess, I feel a general unselfish love for just about everybody.
No, sexual love.
No, I don't.
For her.
No.
She just told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
Dude, come on. I think you're overreacting a little bit.
You must be so embarrassed. Do me.
Where Mantis's character goes.
Oh,
if
she's
there's a
gonna be,
next
yeah,
movie.
maybe.
I really want to see like what happens.
I like
to
Mantis.
her. I like her too, and I feel like her character in this movie was kind of just based on Ego and like who she was to Ego. So now that he's not a factor anymore, I'm really excited to see where her character goes, independently of Ego or any other like owner kind of character.
Yeah,
to her.
I feel like, I mean, Mantis was a pet, but they all seem to like think that was wrong, so that was okay, you know? Did you connect with Chris Pratt's character? I don't know what his name, Star-Lord? He's cute.
I mean, no, he's like the everyman, and I've seen that character many times before in like many different movies. What about him?
Yeah, sexy Chris Pratt. Although I thought he looked better in the first movie. He was kind of
looks the
like,
same.
no, he doesn't. He's got more muscles. I like kind of a, I don't know, like I kind of like a thick guy that's like tall and thick, but not necessarily muscular, just like, like, you know, like just beefy, but
He's
not.
like attainable cute.
Well,
right? He's not like
his body was before. Now he looks like did like P90X or something. He's all like all six pack and like taking it. You know, he was shirtless for a few scenes, which I appreciated.
No,
but,
I remember
you know,
that. Yeah, that was total fan service.
I
saw
know.
that. I noticed that.
But what's wrong with Chris Pratt? You know,
Nothing. No, he's attractive. He's like attainable attractive though. He's not like a, he's not like a Jason
No, he
Momoa.
was really attainable in the first movie.
Promise you. It's unlike any other place you've ever seen. And there, I can explain your very special heritage. Finally get to be the father I've always wanted to be.
Somebody on my Facebook described this as daddy issues in space. I don't know.
Because the main character has a thing like with his dad.
Yeah, because it's all about like, oh, can I give my dad's approval and blah blah blah, and like I never had a father.
I mean, I feel
don't
like
know.
using the words daddy issues, it diminishes the importance of like wanting approval from your parents.
No,
like that's
okay.
that's
I
an
take it
important
back.
thing, you know? And I feel like
His dad was an asshole.
yes, it's a stupid, it's a comedy. It's like silly storyline or whatever, but
This is weird. We've got a sovereign fleet approaching from the rear.
Why would they do that?
Probably because Rocket stole some of their batteries.
Dude!
Right. He didn't steal some of those. I don't know why they're after us. What a mystery this is.
it's kind of expected in a movie like this that many groups of people are going to be after the main characters. It's like, it happens in every like action, especially like space movies where the universe is like so big and there's all these different factions and they're all after our core group of characters.
I don't know. Not a kid's movie. Kind of, is it a kid's movie?
I think so. I mean, I have a looser definition of what a kid's movie is than a lot of people because I feel like it's important to talk to your kids. And if they see something that's troubling or needs explanation, like you talk about it. So,
yeah. I just had a kid a couple years ago. So I think kids movies are kids movies and these are adult movies. But when I went to the theater, there's all these fucking kids there. So I'm like, maybe everyone does think like you and they're just like, take that kid to a fucking movie, get him out of the house, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean,
my 8-year-old has seen it, and I don't have a problem with that, with him being 8 and the rating being PG-13. The tone shifts between being like really silly and lighthearted to just having all of this casual murder. Like when Yondu has the
there's
arrow,
all the
and it's just like piercing like 50 people in a
people
row.
who had screen time, who
Right.
you are like led to believe are like funny,
and it's like
interesting
a really silly
pirates,
way
you
to
know?
murder them too, because it's like the arrow just punches through and it's like, and they're like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like a really goofy way to have, but they actually are dead after that, so it's like not actually funny, but.
Like there was
and it's such a trope too when they killed all of the pirates and like Taserface is like the last one walking through. It's like it's such a trope that like the worst guy is the last one to get killed. So they killed all the other guys that are like there with Taserface, and then Taserface is like walking through the space.
the whole
It's
Taserface Yondu's pirate ship. They could have edited that stuff out and like no one would have cared.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, they just killed so many people and Rocket killed a lot of people too, and he's supposed to be a good guy. What's funny is that somebody told me that this movie wasn't appropriate kids for the sex and the sexual overtones. And then I saw the movie and I'm like, what are you talking about? They don't even kiss. Like they don't.
No, there's nothing sexual in.
No, I like how Drax talks about sex though.
I tried, guys.
He's very direct, you know?
Right.
The rest, he's like, you guys have hang-ups. And I'm like, yeah, no shit.
No,
You
that's
do
funny.
have
I love
hang-ups.
that. I love
know,
that.
I know.
Yes.
Oh,
I definitely love that. No, I love how Drax is about like, what did he say? Like, my parents told the story
of his conception many times.
Many times.
Every solstice,
year.
yeah.
It was
Drax.
beautiful.
Yeah,
And they're
of
like,
course.
it's disgusting.
I'm gonna
And
tell
they're
my
like,
son
no.
about how he was conceived, you know? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, I don't understand.
He's so cute.
Do you think this movie passed the Bechdel test?
I think so. I was happy that Gamora and Nebula finally stopped fighting. That was something that I was like really bored with in the first movie, and I was like really tired of them fighting, and I just wanted them to get over it so that they could like join forces, and because they're both awesome, and if they could be awesome together, they'd be even more awesome. So I was really happy that they got over that like tiff that they were having because of their childhood, and it was like such a tired storyline to me at that point.
Yeah, it's not the real storyline, but it is something. I feel like it passed, but barely.
Barely.
I mean, like,
You really, I felt for Nebula a little bit because she was like, you just wanted to win and I just wanted a sister. That was like the part that kind of got me like a little bit choked up.
yeah, wait,
No.
I thought Gamora said that.
No, that was
No.
Nebula.
What about the female body types? I feel like it was so sexist that like the male characters are like baby Groot to like Rocket, who's like the size of a toddler, to like, what's his name? Was Drax, like giant. They all have different, you know, Chris Pratt being the sweet
But there's
spot.
basically one
Yeah,
female body.
all three of the characters. What's her name? And what's
Nebula,
her name?
Gamora.
Nebula, Gamora, and
Mantis.
Mantis are all like just super thinny. Like they're all like size 4 with a little tiny waist. You know, like what's up with that? I mean, I do appreciate that like they weren't all like showing a lot of skin. That was cool. I like the compression suit style outfit better than like, you know, something that looks like a swimsuit, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like the whole theme of the movie could just be male incompetence, you know? Like,
Tell me about that.
The women were either held captive or just standing there rolling their eyes as men did dumb stuff.
Don't push this button. Because that will set off the bomb immediately and we'll all be dead. Now repeat back what I just said.
I am Groot.
No!
Like Rocket stole some batteries for no reason.
Because he could. That was like the dumbest. I know.
It's like, and Chris Pratt just is like man-child in space, you know?
Exactly.
Just like, I do dumb stuff.
That's always his
And
character
sometimes,
too.
I know, it's like sometimes it's good and it always turns out okay. Sometimes it's only okay. Sometimes it gets my friends in a whole heap of trouble, you know?
What were you thinking?
Dude, they were really easy to steal.
That's your defense?
Come on, you saw how that high priestess talked down to us. Now I'm teaching her a lesson.
Oh, I didn't realize your motivation was altruism. It's really a shame the Sovereign have mistaken your intentions and are trying to kill us.
Exactly.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh no, you're supposed to use a sarcastic voice. Now I look foolish.
Can we put the bickering on hold until after we survive this massive space battle?
Yeah, no one's strapped in. They're in this spaceship. They're always getting thrown around. No one's ever in their like suit or their like, you know,
Seatbelt.
But she's always just standing there.
That's your
rolling her
criticism.
eyes.
No one's wearing their seatbelt.
That is really unrealistic. But yeah, she's just sitting there rolling her eyes. And then, you know, as they do dumb stuff, like it's like, and then there was a part where I thought, remember the part with the pirates, and I thought Nebula was gonna be in charge, where they're staging the coup, and she's like there, like kind of like snickering and getting the guys all riled up, and I was like, oh cool, she's gonna be like in charge of the pirate ship. But no, some dude named Taserface takes over.
Taserface.
So, and then just like blows that whole thing up. It's not good. So it's just like, it's good that they had like strong female characters, but they get like almost no screen time. They're always
A running theme of the movie could be like not just male incompetence, but like dumb males making fun of dumber males.
Yeah.
Like, Rocket just like spent like half of the movie laughing at like the name Taserface, but Rocket's like equally dumb.
Rocket is pretty dumb. I mean, he was funny in the first movie. This time I thought he had like, you know, like some lines, but kind of a wasted.
Well, I don't know, like this?
A little 1-inch man saved us.
Well, if he got closer, I'm sure he'd be much larger.
That's how eyesight works, you stupid raccoon.
Don't call me a raccoon!
I'm sorry. I took it too far. I meant trash panda.
Is that better?
It's worse. It's so much worse.
I do feel like the female characters in the movie drove the plot along. Like Mantis is one who was trying to help them figure out Gamora and her sister are the one who found all the bones. Like, if it wasn't for the women in the movie, all the dudes would just be bumming around, hanging out on Ego's planet, you know, like forever, building planets out of space, taking over everything.
Well, the theme that they kept going back to is the unspoken thing.
Oh,
she kept saying that there's this unspoken thing.
He said that. He kept saying there's unspoken thing.
Right.
Maybe she likes him a little bit. Maybe she's guarded. I feel like that's an okay thing to be. And you know what? Like the whole, you're not her. She's not his prize. Like just because you're a good guy, Chris Pratt, doesn't mean you have to get all the women. Like. You know, if Gamora's not into you, just keep surfing the internet Tinder, you know, or the internet Tinder. They meant the interstellar Tinder. The interstellar Tinder, and you know, you'll find someone who likes you back. But you know, maybe Gamora's not into you. Maybe she is, but it's gonna take some time because she doesn't trust you. That's fine.
It's always refreshing when there's not love story.
Yeah, there was no kiss.
I get so sick of it. Every single movie, like every single group of characters that comes together in a movie, there always has to be that's not realistic.
Yeah,
that's not how it happps. So if that was not even a topic at all, it would be even better. If it
would be even better. But you know what, Chris
if they
Pratt,
didn't even talk
just
about
keep swiping. You'll find someone in space. You know, there's some ladies out there for you, Chris Pratt. Don't worry.
We're family. Except maybe her.
So, would you recommend this movie?
Oh yes, I really enjoyed.
That was
this movie.
fast.
Yes, I liked it. You didn't like it as much as I did. No, I love this movie. I loved the first one, and I'm excited to see what Volume 3 will bring. I really like this franchise. I had a great time.
I hope Chris Pratt doesn't get even more buff. That would be sad. Pretty soon he's gonna look like Drax, you know? Yeah, I would not recommend the movie. I don't like this genre of movie, and the first movie, you know, like, it seemed to kind of like break out of that genre enough to be funny, but this one just wasn't funny enough for me to like it. So sorry.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't like about movies like this are like the long drawn out like battle scenes. Like my eyes start to glaze over after a minute, and I get kind of like bored with it. Yeah.
I'd rather have a physics lesson on how that fucking arrow worked than to see it kill like 60 more people.
This movie didn't really have that many like long drawn out like fight scenes. But
what about the end scene where they're blowing up the brain?
That's like to be expected in like every action
movie. Like, oh, they're so close to dying, and then something happens and they don't die. No, so don't see this movie if you haven't seen it already. If you did, sorry. Take your kid to it though, because you know that way it's like at least 2 hours they don't have to deal with your kid.